There's a lie that creeps into your mind when life doesn't look the way you planned. A lie that sounds so reasonable, so rational that it's easy to mistake it for truth. It whispers you're stuck. Your life is on hold, you're falling behind. Nothing counts until you fix this, and slowly, without even realizing it, you start living like you're waiting for permission to fully exist again. You start postponing joy, postponing creativity, postponing presence, postponing self-love. You tell yourself, I'll feel better when I land the next job. I'll start dreaming again when I'm back on my feet. I'll be proud of myself when I have something impressive to show. And in the meantime, in the long, messy, uncertain meantime, you treat your own life like an empty waiting room, like a holding pattern, like dead space, like something that doesn't really begin again until you get the external validation that says, now you can live. But here's the thing. Your life is not on pause, even now, even here. Even in this in-between uncertain rebuilding season, your life is happening right now. These days, these hours, these ordinary mornings and sleepless nights, they're your life too. They are not filler, they are not rehearsal. They are not a mistake, they are sacred. They are worthy, they count. Every conversation you have right now, even the awkward ones, every small act of courage you make, even when no one notices, every tear you cry in the middle of a quiet night because you still dare to care about your future, every laugh you share with a friend, and for a moment the weight lifts every breath you take. When you choose to stay kind to yourself instead of spiraling into self-hate, it all counts, it all matters. You are not wasting time by being here, even if here is messier than you imagined. You are not behind because your path looks different than you thought it would. You are not failing because you're still figuring things out. You are living, and living real. Raw human living is never a waste. Maybe the metrics you use to measure your promotions, raises, recognition are quieter right now. Maybe you can't see obvious proof forward motion, but movement isn't always loud. Growth isn't always visible. Transformation isn't always marketable. Sometimes, the most important work you're doing is internal. Sometimes, the real milestones aren't found in job titles, but in moments of self-trust. Moments where you choose patience over panic, moments where you choose presence over numbness, moments where you choose to believe, even without guarantees, that your life is still real, still meaningful, still yours to claim, because it is, it always has been. It always will be. You don't have to wait until your LinkedIn looks impressive again to be proud of yourself. You don't have to wait until you can give a polished answer to what's next before you are allowed to feel valuable. You don't have to wait for the world to validate you before you validate yourself. You are allowed to enjoy your mornings now. You are allowed to create things now. You are allowed to nurture your relationships now. You are allowed to take care of your body now. You are allowed to find new dreams, new hobbies, new ways of being alive, not as a placeholder, but as the real thing. Because this messy, beautiful, confusing middle space is part of the real thing. It's part of your actual life. And if you keep waiting for some future version of yourself, some future season, some future success to give you permission to live fully, you will miss the only life you ever had, the one unfolding in front of you right now. Yes, it's different than you imagined. Yes, it's harder than you hoped. Yes, it's stretching you in ways you didn't plan for. But it's still sacred. It's still yours. It's still full of possibility. And you brave, breathing, becoming. You are still allowed to live it fully. To taste it, to feel it. To show up for it, to create meaning inside it. Even without a perfect roadmap, even without a guaranteed happy ending, even without all the answers, because meaning isn't made only at the finish line. It's made in the running, it's made in the stumbling. It's made in the getting back up. It's made in the ordinary Tuesdays, when you choose to be kind to yourself, even though no one is watching. It's made in the mornings, when you lace up your shoes and take one more step. Even though you're tired, even though you're scared, even though you're not sure exactly where the road leads. That is a life, that is a victory. That is enough. So if today finds you in between dreams, in between jobs, in between plans, let this be your permission slip you. You are allowed to live fully now. You are allowed to find beauty now. You are allowed to make memories now. You are allowed to feel proud now. You are allowed to trust that, even if you can't see the full picture yet, you are still creating something worthwhile. With your days, your choices, your small acts of courage, you are still shaping the life that matters. Not later now. And the more you show up for this season, not as a problem to fix, but as a life to live, the more momentum you'll build, the more beauty you'll notice, the more strength you'll discover, the more aligned your next steps will be. Not because you rushed to escape this season, but because you honored it, lived it, and let it grow you from the inside out. Your life is not on pause. You are living it, and you are doing better than. You know the danger of believing your life is on pause is that you start postponing your own happiness, your own creativity, your own agency. You start telling yourself a story that says, I'll live when things are stable. I'll be happy when I'm successful again. I'll create when I'm calm. I'll love myself when I have something tangible to show. It's not. And slowly you shrink your own life into a waiting room. You stop giving yourself permission to try new things. You stop celebrating small wins. You stop investing in relationships that nourish you. You stop dreaming. You stop risking. You stop living. But here's the truth you need to grab onto, fiercely and stubbornly. You do not have to wait for a perfect external situation to begin living a life that feels good inside your own skin. You do not have to wait for the world to call you successful before you call yourself worthy. You do not have to wait for a new job, a new title, a new salary to allow yourself to build a daily life that feels meaningful, rich, alive. Because external milestones are not what make a life meaningful. They can be beautiful markers along the way, but they are not the foundation. The foundation is how you show up today. The foundation is the way you talk to yourself when you wake up. The foundation is the way you nurture your mind, your body, your spirit. The foundation is the small rituals you create, the ones that remind you that you are alive now, that your life matters now, that you deserve joy and presence now, not someday, now. Right here, even in the mess, even in the rebuilding, even in the middle. So how do you start building a life you love, even while you're still figuring everything else out? You begin where you are, with what you have, with who you are today. You begin by asking,